I was pregnant with my first daughter and everything was going pretty normal. I was gestational diabetic, but all my numbers were well controlled through diet and didn't have to do insulin or meds or anything like that. I had a day off, went to bed that night and everything seemed fine, and woke up to lots of blood, and that's immediately I knew something was not right. I hadn't felt her move and was like frantically Googling like, what is the outcomes for this? I knew that it could be a long journey from there, and the biggest thing was that I feared that we'd lost her. Like, I just hadn't felt her move. So we got there and got checked in, and they were like, well, your water definitely broke. Like, okay, and so I expected like they would send me home, and they're like, well, you're gonna be here till you deliver. I'm like, oh boy, because I don't sit still. So being on the bed for days on end was not exactly what I envisioned. And then they told me that they were going to induce me early and that we would make it to 34 weeks. So I had a whole plan, as most people do, and had picked out OBs that were all female and ended up with a male resident and a male OB delivering me, which ended up perfect. Dr. Alder was my delivering OB, and he shared his story. Well, he shared his journey with infant loss, and I was like, wow, if he can share that, then it makes it a huge difference. And I think in that article that he put out, he was just talking about just being there, and that's so big. My inpatient rehab team at the time was amazing and checking in on me, and the staff there basically became like my family, and you could just tell through the care that they gave. And sometimes it's small things, like I'd been on a delivery bed for probably 4 days. Those are not comfortable, and I had a nurse come in and merely, if I'm allowed to mention names, came in and switched out my bed, and that alone was huge. So she's touched my heart forever. It feels like every day is like this huge, long, never-ending process, and then you get to the end and you're like, wow, that was so quick, and the baby's grown so much. So it was just a waiting game, kind of. I've always wanted to do NICU, and it had never worked out. So I was like, okay, well, this clearly, God has a different plan, and this is our journey now. I'm not doing what I do for a paycheck. I love it, and I know that that's just what I'm meant to do.